it is going to have the power to transform your life in many, many ways. So again, the key thing here is that we're looking at the secrets of success, and that's what we want. I'm sure all of you have many things how to set up, but certain aspects and certain key skills that are really important. But before I go on to, for me, I always say there's 4 main areas of life, okay, and you may add to this yourself. But the 4 areas in life are relationships. So that's both relationships with yourself and with others, and that can be like for relationships and family relationships, but also relationships with customers and clients, or your employer, your employees, depending on what side of the fence you sit on. Even things like suppliers, everyone you come in contact with. So your relationships with different people. They've got body, mind, and health. Having a healthy mind, having a healthy body is crucial to success in any area of your life. And your mind is absolutely huge. And your health is your wealth. So it's a really important area, and I always stress to all our clients, and as well on various webinars and when I speak at events, that if you can take care of your body and mind and achieve your optimum health, everything else will fall into place. Everything else will positively benefit. So it's really important to focus on this area, and unfortunately for many people, it is the one area that they do not focus on. People strive for wealth creation, people strive for professional success and promotion, to leave everything else suffer, to leave their body suffer, their health suffer. They don't work on their mindset. Each of these areas is crucial. Third area I see is professional aspirations. Now this can be whether you work for yourself or you work for somebody else. Okay, so whether you have a job or you're self-employed. So what are your professional aspirations? You also have a job right now and you want to have your own business and you want to develop an idea that you've got. Or you might have your own business and just there's another business you want to get into that's more passion for you. Or just you want to put your finger into a lot of different pies. It's all down against what you want to achieve. And then the fourth one I see is wealth, financial freedom. Okay? Because it's not all just about the money, it's more what it does for you and the benefits it can give you and what it can allow you to do. That is the thing. So you get, even with work when you want, where you want, whenever you want. Okay, that's what we all want. And that's, to at least have your key bills covered in terms of financial freedom. That's what financial freedom is. That's what you need to pay, what you have to pay on an ongoing basis is covered. That's financial freedom. So that your lifestyle is covered. So I want you to focus on all these 4 areas as we go through the webinar, because all the teachings I'm going to go through are based on benefiting all of the areas, not just one of them. Okay, so that's really important. And one thing I stress a lot in all the webinars and our coaching and so on is, it's up to you to take control and up to you to take action, and if you do, you'll get the results. And keep remembering, like, your thoughts are powerful. Like, your thought will lead to feelings. Those feelings will lead to taking action, which is taking action, if that was the case. But I want you to make sure you're taking actual action. So control, take action, get results. And we want positive results, okay? So, like I said at the start, like from this webinar, if you take the right action, if you pick out something from this webinar and you go and you do it after the webinar or even during it, it's going to make a huge difference to your success. So really important. And the bottom line is it rests with you. It's down to you whether you achieve success or not. Just like for me. I'm going to share throughout the webinar various different aspects of my life, and it's been down to me what's happened. Whether they've been good or whether they've been bad. But the bottom line is everything is an experience as well. But it is down to you. So make sure you don't play the blame game. Make sure you're not always turning to someone else to point a finger at them. You are the person who has put you where you are right now or where you have been at various areas of your life. So just make sure again that you're taking correct action to achieve what you want. So I just want you for a moment to just think about, how will your life change when your dreams do become reality? Maybe you've got kids, and maybe the way your life is right now, you're not getting to enjoy them as much as you want. And the reality is time moves really fast. My own son, he's 8 in a couple of weeks, and it's hard to believe that those 8 years have gone by. And thankfully for the last couple of years, I've got to enjoy as much as I want to enjoy his life, when for the first few years I did. I didn't enjoy any of it because I was just having to work all the time while not having. I chose to work and I chose to strive for, huge professional aspirations I had at the sacrifice of family. And this is what I'm saying to you again, that to strive and action to take, that will lead to results. Sometimes it might lead to huge professional success or wealth, but if you haven't balanced it with taking care of your health and having relationships, especially if you have a family or partner or anything like that, it's not going to make happy. It's not going to be fulfilling for you. So it's very important for you to keep the balance no matter what, whether you're a multimillionaire or whether you're really on the breadline. Keep balance as much as you can and strive to keep improving and achieving your goals over time. So if you look at this image, these are just images I have on this slide, but how's your life going to change when your dreams become reality? Where are you going to be able to go? What place in the world would you love to see? What experiences do you want to have? Who do you want to have in your life? Do you see yourself with a partner, or maybe just see yourself with a canine friend or another type of animal? Do you see yourself with kids? Who are the people you want to see around you? What friends are there? What family members? So how do you want to see your life? What kind of shape do you want to see your body in? What type of health do you want? None of us want to get diseases. So this is why your health should be so important, because a lot of what we do in life impacts our health negatively and leads us to become more wide open to get diseases. So taking care of your body and your health is really important, but for you, what is it you want to look like? How do you want to feel? What kind of material things do you want, whether it be cars and houses or boats or whatever it might be? What is financial freedom for you? How much money do you want to earn? Do you want to get 130 million, like win the lotto, or do you want to just have enough, have a good life, and cover your various bills and have no pressures? And like I have the cup here, even professionally, what are your professional aspirations? What do you want to achieve? What do you see yourself doing? That can go for anything. Again, it could be professionally, it could be financially, any kind of award or achievement. It can be physically. Again, you might decide you'd love to do a 10-kilometer race or Ironman or triathlon, or any of these things. What is it you want to achieve in life? So I want you to write down right now, let's go for 3 things that will show the impact on your life when your dreams do become reality. And if you want to share them, feel free to share them here in the question box. So again, how will your life change when your dreams become reality? So I just want you to jot down 3 things. Because again, we're looking at 3 secrets to success in any area of your life. And as I've said, if you implement what I teach you, you will achieve the success that you want. So as I said, share with me or let me know when you've written them down. And let's make sure that we're as interactive as you possibly can. Do a great one, Zan. So traveling is coming up for a lot of people. That's something I personally love a lot, and I think anyone who doesn't travel is really missing out. Like, not just in terms of seeing other places, but experiencing other cultures and other type of people. It's one thing I think there are some negatives to the way certain countries, even like Ireland, UK, and so on, have become so multicultural, multinational, if that's the right word. But the big positives are it's good for people to interact with other races and other cultures and just all kinds of different people, because we are all so different. There's so much we can bring to the table. And again, if I look at myself even, before I started traveling, when I was first traveling when I was 16 to Belgium for a summer. Before that, I was quite shy in terms of Irish people as well. I was exposed to white Irish people, and anything else was strange. I remember going to Belgium, and there was like Dutch and Belgian and French and African and blacks and whites and Asians and everything, and it was weird at the start, but it was such a great experience for me, especially at that age, and let me see that a lot of the rubbish I would have heard about different races and stuff, just picking it up, hearing people in Ireland when it was very closed at that time, especially mentally closed at that time, that I learned how it wasn't that true. And of course, like every culture and race, you've bad eggs, just like you've the good eggs. But it's really important, I think, for any of you who've got kids, definitely encourage them to travel a lot and expose themselves to other cultures and types of people. That's a great one, Brian. Brian's saying here he wants to spend at least 12 months in Europe to become fluent in a foreign language. Like we're going to touch on some of the reasons or methods of how you're going to do this for all of you guys. But, you know, like for you, Brian, just to touch on this one, because that's a big one. You know, you're saying 12 months in the European country, that's obviously a long period of time. And it's either a case of, you know, you're not in that job and you're just in transition before you do something else, or you've left it and you go and, you know, start a new career in another country, whether it be your own business or work for someone else, or maybe you can get leave from the company for 12 months. And a friend of mine actually managed to do that, and he actually ended up having it for 2 or 3 years because he was such a good asset to the company. They wanted to keep him, and they would think he went to Japan and he's working in Ireland. You know, so Brian, what I want you to do now would be, if that's something you really want to do, because we all say we want to do things, but a lot of time we never actually take any action on it. If you really want to do it, then decide when it's going to happen. You know, pick the country. So have a date and again a what. So what and a when, like I'm always stressing to people. So guys, great that you've been sharing, you know, in the question box. I've called out a few of the different things people have said, you know, and again it shows again the travel one is always a big one. So, you know, let's start living our dreams, because again the potential is there for you. It's totally up to yourself. So again, you know, what are the keys to unlock this success? And I said in the promo, you know, 3 secrets. There's 3 secrets, 3 keys that personally in my life I've experienced. And, you know, I'm 35 right now, and I've been involved in running my own business for the last 18 years. So I've learned a lot from life's experiences from every area, from the personal side in terms of relationships with myself, and also relationships with other people. And then look at the professional side of life. Again, I've experienced a lot there, and also I've experienced a lot in terms of wealth, both the ups and the downs, and then physically huge amounts of things too. So throughout the presentation I'll share little bits of my story with you when I feel it's relevant. So the first one is your self-belief. So again, there's 3 secrets. First thing is your self-belief is huge. If you don't have self-belief, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve anything. So like this image here says, like, are you holding yourself back with these limiting self-beliefs? If you look at your life right now and look at all the different areas, you know, have you taken lots of action to achieve what you want? Say whether it's financial freedom or relationships or getting in shape, but you still haven't moved very far. You know, again, if it's wealth creation, that even though you've done a lot for the last few years, you haven't moved very far. You know, you still haven't created much wealth. You still maybe have lots of debt. You know, why is that? Because you have been taking lots of positive action. Well, this is where limiting beliefs come in. You know, and let's gauge this a little bit. Like, out of everyone listening, you know, who feels in the last few years for the effort they've put in the different areas of their life, they haven't exactly moved the needle too far. Just type a Y or an N or something like that into the question box. Because it's important, self-awareness is really important, because that's what's going to help you move forward. So as I said, despite working yourself quite a lot and taking lots of action in various areas of your life, you know, you still haven't moved too far. Yeah, the awareness is huge. Patrick's just saying here, some things he did, but now at least he sees where he went wrong. So again, that's great. Mindset coming up is a big one for people, in terms of how they can identify that that is stopping them. That's right, and like Anne's just saying here, that old beliefs can actually imprison you, and that's exactly what it does, and that's the power of it, and that's the power of your mind. And this is why you need to respect your mind and respect the power of it, because it does ultimately determine what happens to you. It really, really does. You know, and if you have self-limiting beliefs, which the reality is majority of people do, unless you have your perfect relationships, you have your perfect body, you have perfect health, you know, you have everything you want in your career, and you've achieved everything you want, you have total financial freedom, and you do what you want, when you want, whenever you want. If you don't have that, most likely your limiting beliefs are holding you back to some degree. And it's like, even if I think of myself, like growing up for various areas, if you look at the personal side of things, you know, 2 sides of that. There's one, I had huge self-hatred. So I really hated myself, hated how I looked, I hated just myself, I hated everything about me. And I grew up in a very, very negative frame of mind. And it held me back massively. And when I think back at sports, again, when I go to sports with my son, Max, and I'm watching him, and obviously I'm working with him, coaching him because I want him to be successful. But there's a huge amount of envy and sometimes even jealousy there when I'm watching him and seeing him develop, because I just wish someone was there to do the same for me back when I was a kid and wanted to get into sports, because unfortunately my father had to work all the time and just to keep us going. So, you know, I grew up not believing I was good enough, not believing I was ever going to achieve anything. And when I look back at sports in particular, you know, I had good potential in all the sports, but I was missing was the right mindset. You know, and it makes me sad sometimes when I think about it, especially when I see Max doing the sport. But look, it's a phase of life and it's a journey. And if I hadn't had that, and if I had learned how to come away from it and the importance of having a good mindset, then I wouldn't be in a position where I'm actually coaching you guys and everybody else. So, you know, everything happens for a reason, and that's one thing I want you to really start realizing in your lives, is that everything does happen for a reason. You know, so that was my reason. Again, I went through the various things in my life because it's what put me where I am right now and allowed me to help people like yourselves. So you need to start working on yourself, and there's various different things you need to do. You know, one powerful exercise that I get people to do, and did it recent Formula for Success event, well, recent, a couple of months ago now, March it was, you know, if you think about the things that you think is good about yourself, and also write down a list of things that you don't like about yourself. And what you want to do with the things you don't like about yourself is to write down what the opposite is beside it. So it's like if someone thought they were ugly, then the opposite is attractive. Okay? So, and as well, like if you wrote down, for instance, introverted, you might write down extroverted. All right? And what you do then is be determined to every day make a concerted effort to tell yourself the positive things. So when you catch yourself saying negative things, say the positive things to yourself. Okay? Because it's deep limiting beliefs. That's what's holding you back. And your thoughts, your self-image. This is why your confidence and self-image and self-esteem are so important, because if you've got a negative self-image, again, no matter what area of your life, it's going to be impacted negatively. Okay? So it's very important for you to work on these limiting beliefs and, you know, develop a positive mindset, develop a positive attitude about yourself. Okay? And think about what you say about yourself. You know, the words come into your mind, and even things like using words like I'll try, and maybe, and I can't. You know, don't use those words. Like when you catch yourself using them, change them. You know, say, you know, I can, I will, when something's going to happen. You know, never say if something's going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. So always speak as if it's already happened. Okay? Always speak of yourself in a positive light. And if you're typically negative in your thoughts and your words about yourself or your actions, you need to start changing that. And as I said, catch yourself when you are doing that. Catch yourself when you need to change it and start being more positive about it. Okay? But you need to put time into this. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen just because of being on this webinar. But at least hopefully you've become aware that you probably have self-limiting beliefs, and at least you have ideas now how to work around them a bit more and how to get better at coping with them and how to, you know, aim to banish them in time as well. So they're the kind of exercise I would say to you to do. And, you know, bottom line, in terms of like a secret or a key in terms of success, I can guarantee you that if you do not clear these limiting beliefs or learn how to cope with them and deal with them, your success will be a fraction of what it could be. And I mean in every single area of your life. Okay? Because I said as well about the self-hatred and, you know, lack of self-belief, never feeling I was good enough, and that impacted me a lot up to the age of 17 or so especially. And even tie that into how I thought of myself and what I said to myself in terms of, you know, just for members of the opposite sex as I was growing up. And, you know, I went through hell as a teenager because just thinking I was ugly and no one would ever want me and the girl never would talk to me. Just going through torture in my head and paranoia and so on. I would never have thought that at that time that I'd have a beautiful wife and a son and, you know, have all of that, which I would never thought was possible back then. But that's where I had to work on my beliefs and, you know, banish them. And that was a lot of part of my journey from the age of 17 up to 21 or so, especially when I worked on myself quite a lot. You know, and winning the Body for Life competition was definitely a major catalyst to me getting belief in myself, because it proved to me that I can do whatever I want. If I want to achieve something, I can, and that's huge for self-belief. Plus, I was in the body I wanted to be in, and I was in great health. So, like I said, your health, your body, your mind, they're absolutely crucial. And if you achieve any success, it shows that you've got a good mind. You've got strong willpower. If you achieve physical shape that you want, again, it shows the willpower. It shows that you can apply yourself. It shows discipline. All these different things. So, I can't emphasize enough the importance of having good health and taking care of your body and your mind and getting them to levels that you want them to be at. So what I want you all to do, and hopefully some of you have started doing it as I mentioned it a couple of minutes ago, is write a list of the positive things you feel about yourself and write a list of the negative things you feel. And from now on, and then next one is write down next to the negative ones the opposite. Write down what the positive is. And from now on, over the course of the next 7 days, set that as a target. Start, when you catch yourself saying the negative thing, whether it be in your head or actually saying it, change that. Okay? Change it and start saying a positive one. And just see the impact that will have on you. Okay? So really start working yourself. And also, regular personal development is really important. Whether that be reading books, watching videos, listening to audios, use whichever works for you. We're all different. Okay, like I listen to a lot of stuff. So when I'm driving or walking the dog, or maybe I'm doing some work that doesn't take huge concentration, I'll do personal development work. So I'm always listening to something, always give my brain positive mind feed. Okay, so it all works on banishing limiting beliefs, because we all have them, but we want to work on it. Does that make sense, everybody? Does everyone understand now the importance of this and how it has such a huge impact on your success? Because I'm sure for some of you when you hear the 3 main secrets I'm going to reveal to you, you might be a little surprised with what I want this one to do, reveal it and speak about it a bit more and develop on it. You can really appreciate and understand then how important it actually is. And I can't stress enough how important it is to have good belief in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you're not going anywhere. I can guarantee you that. In every aspect of my life, in everything I've ever achieved, the reason I've achieved is because I believe in myself. No difference in right now with triathlons, when I'm training for triathlons right now. I wouldn't be able to do training sessions I'm doing right now, or achieve the times I'm doing, or achieve what I am going to achieve in the next 2 years in triathlon, only for the fact that I believe in myself, and I believe whatever I do I'm going to achieve. Yeah, Brian's good points making here. Is just like to mention that consciously and constantly replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts is not an easy undertaking by any means, but just like good nutrition and intense training, if it were easy, then everybody would do it. Exactly. Well said, Brian. But the bottom line is anything worth achieving takes effort and takes sacrifice. So it's very important for you to, again, put in that effort. Okay? Really important for you to, if you really wanted to, take the time to put in the effort and just do it. Do whatever it takes. It is so, so important. Okay? So, well said, Brian. Okay, so everyone clear on that? Everyone clear on the first step, yeah? I just want to move on to the next one. But just let me know. Put a type of Y or an N in. And welcome as well, Jennifer from Australia. It's great to see you on. I know it's early in the morning over there. So Jennifer, great to see you on. Okay, great. We're all good for that one. All right. Good stuff. Okay, next one may surprise you. But this is really, really important, again, in all areas of your life, as I'm going to explain. Communication skills, basically. So like here, the communication skills department of your brain. This is really crucial, and again, to all areas of your life. A lot of people in communication think of, with business, not only for business, it's for every area of your life. Now, before I explain more about that, I want to ask you a simple question. Why do you think we have 2 ears and 1 mouth? Type your questions in. Or do you think there's any reason? Maybe it's just aesthetics or whatever. Any reason you think that we may have 2 ears and 1 mouth? I'll just get some water while I'm getting some answers. Okay, some of you have seen or heard this before, I'm sure, and I can see in the question box. Yeah, and good answers. And guys, keep interacting. I love it. I love the interaction. Great stuff. It's a good take on it, Brian, actually. You need to hear it both sides of your head. It's a clever understanding of it. So that's not quite it. What is that? You have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you should listen twice as much as you speak. And unfortunately, we've got a tendency where we speak and we speak and we speak, and we don't really listen. So if we take all the areas, I want to explain this in each area just on this point. So you take relationships, okay? So take a person where it's a spouse, partner, family member, friend, whatever. Let them when they're speaking, we're already thinking about our answer that we're going to give them. Or we pick up in a word or two they're saying and we're ready to jump in. Inside we're ready to jump and we're trying to hold ourselves back. And a lot of time we might even do that. Everyone experienced that? Everyone done that before? I'm sure you have. You can just type a wire into the question box. So, we're not actually really listening to what they're saying. We're picking up words and then reacting to them. Okay? How do you think that affects a relationship? Okay? It's not going to affect it very positively. And especially as well if someone feels that there's no point talking to you, say again if it's a partner or something, they're not going to bother. And they could have something really urgent that they need to share with you or, pick up on you, say you're doing something that's really bothering them. They might need to tell you something, but because you never really listen, they just don't see any incentive to ask for it. Yeah, Brian's just saying it's especially annoying when someone starts to speak before they've answered their question. And that's what we all do. I'm sure, Brian, you've done it yourself as well. Now, if you take in professional success, for instance, to achieve professional success, you need to listen to those around you, especially those who are achieving what you want to achieve, whether that be in a company. Maybe you've got your own company, but there's loads of other more experienced entrepreneurs, mentors, and coaches, all these different people who can help you achieve more success. So again, if you don't listen to what they're saying, and instead of asking questions all the time, you're not going to learn as much as you should. So again, you're not going to strive as high as you could. And obviously that's going to affect you from a financial point of view too. Same thing with someone giving you financial advice. It could be just a parent. Again, someone who's got more experience than you, in an area or in life in general. It's very important to listen. I know myself, I'm very guilty sometimes of, not using my ears as much as I should when I'm, especially over the years, getting advice from, say, my parents or anyone else who, again, has more experience, has gone through a lot, where maybe I don't agree with a lot of what they say and do in general, and they may not understand or agree with a lot of what I do, but at the same time, you need to listen to what they're saying, because sometimes they're saying what you really need to hear. Okay? And what's the other area? Body, mind, health, that whole area again. Yeah, again, listen as actor, and what you need to do is hear the truth and hear what makes sense. Don't just hear certain words. Don't just hear the word diet or lose fat or something like that and then off you go, or beat disease and you just swallow it and off you go. Listen to the whole thing. Listen to what the impact is going to be. Listen to what you're supposed to do and then do it, or ask the question you got first. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? So again, it's very important that you get this concept. And from now on, I want you to keep your mouth shut when someone else is speaking, and just listen to the words they're saying, and formulate your response based on it. But make sure you're actually listening to what you're saying. And when you catch yourself, nearly answering in your head and telling yourself to shout out the answer or shout out a question or a comment or reaction, hold yourself back and banish that thought. Okay, and just be present. Like one thing in terms of communication, something that's very important for you to learn is to be present in the company of other people. Okay, so again, whoever it is, it can be a partner, it can be a business associate, whoever, a coach, but be present. Whenever you're there, don't be like thinking about your phone or text, or don't be looking at the internet, or don't be off wandering in your own world, thinking about what you have to do after you finish speaking to this person. Listen to them. Give them that respect, especially if it is a coach or someone, because you're typically paying them to teach you. So, hold your fire basically and listen and take aboard the most important points. Okay? Now, if we look at communication skills just in general from the whole life point of view, this is where it's crucial. Like there's many divorces and separations that would have been avoided if the two parties had better communication skills. Okay, so that's when people keep things closed up. And for the guys on the call, I want you to really start working on communicating with people and, not being so close. It's important. Unfortunately, many people are very close, but especially guys, like their emotions, and it's like me growing up. As I said, I was full of self-hatred. I didn't like myself. Had many suicidal thoughts. Came close to even doing it a few times. That went on for like the majority of the first 17 years. A lot of it. And the big problem for me was I'd no one I felt that I could communicate with. The first time I ever mentioned anything about how I felt was, I think, when I was about 16 or 17. It was my sister. It was because she was one who knew his intuition or something. She picked up that there was something wrong with me, and she kept probing and probing until I told her. Because to the rest of the world, I was happy-go-lucky. I was life and soul of the party. I was always making people laugh. I was always there to help people. I was good to be around. But inside, I was dying. I was dead. I hated myself. Okay, so I wasn't able to communicate with anybody to know how I felt, whether it be my friends or like that, even my sister or anyone I could have probably confided in, but I just wouldn't, and I didn't. So it's very important for you to communicate, especially when you are in relationships, because the definitely number one killer for relationships is communication. Okay, and obviously if you're in relationships right now and that's an issue for you in terms of it's a struggle, it's an area of life you want to improve on, how you communicate is obviously important. So, make sure you're communicating smartly with people. Let me see, and the young guys are much better. Well, I think the young guys are much better. The old guys, your age group, and especially older, felt it wasn't exactly like younger people. And that's just great to see. And for any parents out there, really encourage your kids to speak to you. Like, since Max was very, very young, I always emphasise to him the importance of confiding in us, and if anything was bothering him, to speak to us, and make sure he feels comfortable to do so, and he does. So, we've quite an open relationship, and even though he's 7, we're sowing the seeds to make sure that he feels openly able to communicate with us or anyone else. Just like if he gets a partner in time or kids, he will be able to pass it on as well. Whereas I grew up in an environment where, definitely it wasn't natural to show your emotions, and we didn't show emotions at home, and emotions weren't really shown on us. Like my mother would have done a typical mother thing, but my father, I can't remember getting a hug, to be honest. At all. Definitely, would be said in terms of love and stuff like that. We wouldn't have done the same either. So we would have grown up in that kind of environment, which was very typical then. And I would have been very much that way growing up as well, because typically you become what you've been around. But through working on myself and personal development work and, all that side of things, I saw the importance of communicating and expressing yourself. And, it's like with my own family, we have a very open relationship in terms of our emotions, which is really important. Being open in terms of speaking to each other if something's bothering us. So, that's from a personal point of view, but again, from a professional point of view, financial point of view, every point of view, communication is so, so important. And if you don't communicate effectively, or if you don't communicate at all areas of your life are going to suffer. Then personally with relationships, your financial side of things and wealth creation, professional aspirations, and your body, mind, and health. Okay, it's really important. Like in terms of your health, if you've got various aches and pains or something that's bothering you or something you want to find out more about, if you don't communicate, you're not going to get any answers. Okay? Does everyone understand how important the communication side of things and communication skills is to achieving success? Because again, I want to make sure, again, there's loads of different areas and words and skills and traits that are important to success, but there's 3 specific ones that I personally feel from my own life experiences are really, really important. And that's why as well throughout the presentation I'm sharing little parts of my life, so you can see how I have learnt it and how communication skills have been important to me in my development, both in good times and bad times. So is everyone clear now on communication and how important it is? It's the second 3 sequence. So again, on my end, the question box would be great. Okay, great. Alright, good stuff. Okay, last one, simple one, but again, unbelievable how little this is done by anybody. Unbelievable. Planning and organizing. Planning and organizing. And like this, plan first. So like I said there with speaking, a lot of time once we're speaking to someone, we're already formulating our answer in our head before they finish speaking. So we're not actually listening to them, okay? It's the same thing as if you want to achieve anything in life, in any area of your life, and you go and start taking actions now, but you haven't really put a plan in place, you're not going to achieve success. It's like if you wanted to, say lose 5% body fat in 4 weeks. Well, if you just tomorrow just start exercising and eating better, that's a step in the right direction and you will get results. But because you haven't planned it out specifically in terms of how in 4 weeks time are you going to have lost 4% body fat, and you've tailored the plan to suit it, it's not going to happen. No different than me in my triathlon. When I pick a time that I want to achieve, if I don't have, like if it's a 3 month or 6 month, whatever training plan that's specifically designed to get that time, I'm never going to achieve it. So you have to do that. And same with your business. Say if you wanted to double your income or decrease your expenses or whatever it might be, you need to plan it out first. So say you've got a new idea, a new brainwave, a new invention, whatever it might be. If you don't plan it out first, it's not going to happen. And you have to be organized. You really do. These days, especially when people have so much going on in their lives, it's really important for you to be organized. Okay? And I'm going to touch on this as well. Like I speak to people a lot about jigsaw, creating your jigsaw. This is what I use in terms of for everyone's day and also for everyone's week. Because if you create your personal jigsaw, it makes such a huge difference to your life and your productivity. So first thing is to plan first. And a very simple exercise that I want you to start promising yourself that you're going to do from now on is just take 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes max is all it would take every single night. So just do a quick review of the day just gone and then plan the day ahead. Plan the next 24 hours. What is going to happen in the next 24 hours? Including like your sleep, your exercise, your food, your work, time for you, time for your hobbies, time for family, friends, whoever it is. What is it you want to fit in? Because especially at work, so many people do 8 hours minimum, many do 12 or 14 or 16 even, especially if they're entrepreneurs. And when they look at the results they've got for it, they haven't got a lot. And the reason is because they haven't planned effectively. They've just dived in and started doing stuff, and firefighting as it's called, just moving from one thing to the next, whichever is being thrown at you first. So if someone wants you to reply to their email, or check something, or call someone, that may not be the most important thing to do at the time, because it's being thrown at you, you're going and doing it. So you need to plan your days in advance. So like for instance, every night, like after this call, I'll take minutes and plan out the next 24 hours. The next 7 hours of which, when I finish, will be sleep. The 30 minutes before that actually will be to relax and wind, which usually is a bit of stretching and a bit of reading. So that's 30 minutes, and then sleep for 7 hours, and then get up, and the day starts, and what do I do? Usually like the first hour and a half is getting Max ready for school, getting the lunches ready, the breakfast ready, tidy up, bring the dog for a walk, bring Max to school. That's kind of the time. Next 2 hours at the moment, 2.5, will be my training. Then a couple hours work, and come on to lunch, and so on for the day. So I'm looking at the schedule for 24 hours, and also looking at the schedule, say each weekend I look at it for the following week. So you've got a whole week schedule, and deciding on your priorities and putting them in, like pieces of a jigsaw. So this should include things like time for yourself, time with those in your life, work, sleep, exercise, all these different areas. And if you want to achieve success, you do this. I can't emphasize this enough. All these 3 points are really important. But it's like if you don't get your self-belief in place, if you don't plan, you're not going to achieve anything. Like the saying has gone, the old saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's so, so true. Okay, so when you get an idea or you want to do something, put some thought into it. Okay? Put some thought into it. Even say, for instance, you're going to hold an event or start a business, what are the steps to get there? Okay, what are the various ways you're going to promote it, say if it's an event or a product or something. So do that first. Write out exactly how you're going to do it and who you're going to contact and how are you going to follow it up and how you're going to track it. So, this is what's really key. Like the product, how are you going to promote it, online, offline? Who's going to help to promote it for you? Okay? And same again if it's relationships. If you feel that your relationship needs bit of spicing up and it's not going the right way and you need to do something, well, like plan a date night, for instance. Plan a trip, a secret trip, a spontaneous gift. But you need to plan these things. Like Father's Day is coming up here in Ireland on Sunday. You know, if someone wants to do something special for their father, then they need to plan it first. Or if it comes to the morning, it's just going to be a panic. It's not going to be as good as it should be. And you're probably going to miss out on getting what you wanted to get. But being organised is huge. Really be organised. And it might seem anal doing the whole jigsaw thing, but I can guarantee you it will make a dramatic difference to your results. Dramatic. And it's just saying here, sharing here, used to be super organised but seemed to lose the momentum the last 2 years. Strange. Working on getting it back. Yeah, like what I said, two things there, Anne. One, just reflect on the last 2 years. Take some quiet time and reflect on the last 2 years and try to identify why that has happened. Maybe it just has happened. You know, you've just stopped being organised, you just stopped, and then it just turned into 1 day to 2 days to 3 days to a week to a month, and it's now 2 years. Or maybe it's just, it could be the age of your kids right now and the different commitments you've got. Or maybe you've had a few traumas or, you know, events in your life that have thrown you back, taking up your time. Maybe there's stuff that's bothering you. Maybe there's limiting beliefs there. You know, what are they? Just try to become aware of why did you lose your organisation ability. But the most important thing, like I said, get control, take action, get results. Start doing it now. Tonight, take 10 minutes to plan the next 24 hours. Do that exercise. I can guarantee everyone who's on the call, if you do that exercise, it's going to make a tremendous results. An absolutely incredible difference to results. The days that I have the most productivity, the most success, are always the days I've planned the night before. The days that at the end of the back then, God, it was an okay day, but you know, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. It wasn't as good as it could have been. And I kind of felt throughout the day I was chasing my tail a bit, jumping from one thing to another. Those kind of days are always the days that I didn't take the 10 minutes to plan the night before. So make sure you do that. Okay? Does that make sense, everybody? And you're saying here in terms of groups and involved with it. Yeah, like mastermind. The mastermind is a good thing for, again, achieving success. Bit of inside, but just to cover it. You know, mastermind is basically a group of people coming together and, you know, sharing ideas, holding each other accountable. Like I'm in some masterminds where, you know, each week we'll meet together workers that are from around the world, and we'll have decided what we're going to achieve in the week or do to task list, and then we'll go and we'll do it. And each week we have to say what we did and, you know, any challenge we had and what we're going to do the following week. And if there's anything you said you do that you didn't do, you know, you better have a good reason. You know, and if you're constantly making excuses, then you're just going to get kicked out of the group. That's something you could do with a group of friends, group of business associates, you know, anything like that. It's just a group of like-minded people looking to go in the same direction and looking to help each other and hold each other accountable. You know, so I hope that answers that for you and clarifies it. Plus, for anyone else who isn't aware of masterminds, the same thing. It's a great idea to have for anybody. So the bottom line is, you know, it's your choice what happens. It's your choice what you do with these 3 secrets. You know, it's important for you to, you know, banish limiting beliefs and, you know, get confident in yourself and have a good self-image and feel the benefits that will give you. It's important for you to communicate better with people, all different people who are in your life that impact each area of your life. Again, relationships, body, mind, health, professional aspirations, wealth, financial freedom. And each of those areas are impacted by how you communicate with other people. And then finally, it's really important that you plan and that you organize. So make sure you take time each night, just that simple exercise to plan out what you're going to do for the next 24 hours. Each weekend, plan out what you're going to do for the week. Plan out your priorities. Because there's so many things that are a priority, you know, but there's 1 or 2 things out of every 10 that are the top priority. So what is your top priority? And organizing, as I said, create your jigsaw. You know, I always base things on a jigsaw. And the bottom line is your choice. And like I said at the start of the webinar, it's up to you what you do. It all rests with you. What you achieve is up to you. It's up to you to take the right action. So, it's important to start doing that. Okay. So how everyone clear enough on those 3 secrets? And also any further questions anyone has. Also, feedback is always great. Really appreciate feedback. If you just type in your feedback on the webinar, if you also type in the questions you have, just while you're doing it, I'm going to quickly just give you an opportunity to join one of our coaching programs and get tickets to our next event for free as a special bonus. So, Stay Tuned Home Workout System, it's a system I'm very, very proud of. We created a couple of years ago, and it's, just people from all over the world, all over the globe, that have experienced this and have had amazing transformations. And it's a way of having no excuses for not being in shape and health. And like I said, this is what impacts your whole life, the way you take care of your body and your mind. And in our system, we're not just focused on getting in shape and the whole outward appearance, we focus a lot on your mindset and how you can impact your whole life. And we've transformed the lives of many people through this system. And you too can do the same. So all these people, this is just after 12 days. The other photos of Rick was 6 weeks. Here's Kim, 6 weeks. And now it's a year and a half on. She still is looking amazing, is even more trim and toned, and is active at least 3 or 4 times a week, having never exercised before that. So you can get this Stay Tuned Home Workout System for only a one-time payment of $97. That's all it is, $97, and there's hundreds of recipes, weekly live Q&A call, review of your diaries, hours of videos of mindset, exercise, nutrition, sleep, 36 different workout videos. We're constantly adding to the whole system. So it's a crazy, crazy price. It's only 75 euros. If it's in euros, pounds is probably about 70 pounds or so. That's all it costs. And you just have to go to that link if you want it. And one other thing is, anyone who purchases from the webinar, you're also going to get 2 tickets to my next Formula for Success event, which is on October 4th to 6th in Dublin. This is a 3-day boot camp. You are totally immersed in yourself, and you come out of it like a different person. You come out with your exact blueprint of what you want to achieve in all areas of your life. You also get to experience the Stay Tuned Home Workout System, because we do workouts in every morning and sometimes in the evenings. You get to have a lot of fun as well. So we balance it out between make sure you're educated in the different areas of the Formula for Success and how to impact all the areas of your life, but also we have fun too with the workouts and other different activities. Some new activities we're going to do this year as well, or in the next event. So if you want to get on board to not just get a workout system and all that goes with that, but if you want to get the bonus of the 2 tickets, those 2 tickets are valued at €398. Okay, so 197 each. You get 2 tickets as well as lifetime access Stay Tuned Home Workout System for only $97. It really is a no-brainer. It really is. And if you can, say depending where you are, if you can't make Dublin for that event, you will get the live stream access. So you will be at the event, whether it be online or whether it be virtually at it. We'd love you to be actually at the event, but if you can't make it for whatever reason, depending where you are in the world, at least you can join live stream, and that's where your 2 tickets will be. Okay, so guys, if anyone's any questions about the webinar and what I've shared and anything like that, we just have a couple of minutes where we can go over it. Plus, if anyone's any questions about the package that they can get access to, the Stay Tuned Home Workout System or the event, right, and just let me know. Thanks guys for all the feedback that's coming in. Again, that was awesome. Learned so much, feel motivated. Thank you. Lots of thanks coming in. Great to see again people from all over the world, especially over in the east side of the world, because it is so early over there. So, as I said, great to get feedback. I love getting feedback. Really appreciate it. So 3 secrets again, just to emphasize to you, and just final reminder. Again, if anyone has any questions, just type them in as I'm speaking, and I'll answer them. So, again, you want to work on your limiting beliefs. You want to get great self-belief, great self-esteem, great self-confidence. Work on banishing those issues you have. Work on banishing the demons, which could be there for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They can come from, they can stay with you for a long, long time. And until you start taking action to get rid of them, or at least cope with them, it's not going to change. So from now on, definitely start, when you get rid of yourself, catch yourself and say the positive. Work on doing that. Even the words you use in terms of what you're doing, like try and might and if and so on. I can, I will, when something will happen. You know, keep it positive. Work on yourself. Do some personal development. Work on yourself every day. I do personal development work on myself every single day. Even if it's only 10 minutes, at least I'll have done some. Okay, so it's very important for you to do that. Communication skills was the second secret. So make sure, again, you're communicating effectively and efficiently with people. That's something that's very, very important. So, you know, use the way proportionally to the mouth, one mouth that you have. Okay, that's something that's very important for you to do. So make sure you do that. Okay? And, you know, listen and learn from those who have the experience. Sometimes it can be hard to do, but again, it's like Brian had said earlier, you know, things that are worth doing and have great results are not easy to do, otherwise everyone would do them. So really work on your communication skills from all areas of your life. And then finally, like, make sure you plan and organize yourself better. You know, these 3 secrets are huge, and if you just implement them, this is what I said to you at the start, if you implement the 3 secrets, you will see results tonight. Okay? And please, please, before you go to bed today, take 10 minutes to plan the next 24 hours. And let us know how you get on. I can guarantee you it will be one of the most productive 24 hours of your life. And that's the case of making that a daily habit and build on it. Okay, so it's a pleasure to have spoken to you for the last 60 minutes or so. Congratulations to you for being on and taking the time to attend. You know, I know everyone's got busy schedules, and as I always say, there's millions who should be on this and they're not right now. So be very proud of yourself that you've taken the time out of your schedule to do it. And for some of you, it's, you know, it's pretty crazy hours that you're on this. So make sure, be very proud of it, but make sure you take action. And remember, every Tuesday at this time we have a Formula for Success webinar, so make sure you get on. Also, please help spread the word, post on Facebook or Twitter, and you know, all these different things. Tell people about them so you can help us get more people on. So have a very successful week. Make sure you implement the 3 secrets to success in any or all areas of your life. You know, you deserve it. You can achieve it. Whatever you want in life can be yours. You just have to take action and you will get the results. This is Dave Sheehan, High Performance Coach and founder of Formula for Success. Thank you for being on. I look forward to speaking to you on the next edition of Formula for Success weekly webinar.